Hello and welcome to another episode of Carnivore Evolution. Today our guest is Ron Lawson, who's a father of five, a youth pastor, a tradesman, and he's discovered the benefits of the carnivore diet and is now on a mission to help others show up strong for their families and the people around them. Hello and welcome to Mark Ennis and Ron Lawson. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me. Can we do this real quick, Victoria?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Three.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to
to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you. Happy birthday, dear Mark.
Lord.
Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, guys. Brilliant.
I think we
Thanks
need to
very
get
much.
that. We need to get that recording cut and put on an album right
Right.
away.
That's
Brilliant.
great.
Amazing. Thanks very much, guys.
Oh, we love you. Okay, then now it's time to hear from Ron. Welcome to the show, for real, Ron.
Thank you for having me. This is so cool. I've been excited and ready for this since Mark had asked me a few days ago, and man, this is gonna be cool. It's my first time like on a podcast, just me, I guess, and I get to share, well, hopefully share my story in a way that no one's heard my story before, and it's gonna be an exclusive podcast interview, Mark. I mean, I'm gonna give you some stuff that no one's heard before. So,
Okay, great.
I'm
yeah,
actually looking forward. I'm actually looking forward to it, Ron, because I enjoy your content on social media, but I want to know how you got into the carnivores. There's obviously a serious side there.
yeah,
Yeah, and I want to hear it today.
yeah, for sure. Just let me know when you want me to go, because I'm ready.
You work away, Ron. This show is going to be yours. You can
Yes,
talk as
it's
much
all
as you
yours.
like.
The floor is yours.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try my best to be as thorough as I can. Um, but like, where do I start? Because my story is quite long. So I'll start here. I was born at a young age, and no, I'll start a little later than that. Um, so my journey with health and wellness is really going back to when I was a junior in high school. So about 15, 16 years old. Um, really is when I started gaining weight, quite substantial, because I grew up active. I grew up in Hawaii, just in the ocean, riding bikes, skateboards. My sport growing up was outrigger canoe paddling, and I was,
Wow.
doing that all the time. We were in state championships, county championships, world championships. So I was active, and we were, you know, pretty tops when it came to that sport. But after I got my driver's license, my junior year, I started um, eating lunch out at all the fast food restaurants, leaving school to go eat with my mates, um, and anytime that I could. And had I known then what food addiction was, I think I would have had, the willpower to stop. But this is where food addiction got a hold of my life. I gained weight towards the tail end of my junior year. And when our next sporting season started, people were kind of frustrated with how big I gotten, and I didn't notice. Like, I had no idea that I was gaining this weight. All I know is that I was enjoying burgers and fries and milkshakes and all the food that you can get, in Hawaii. Um, and so from my junior year into my senior year, there was this weight issue, but I played basketball, baseball, and American football my senior year, and all that weight came off. And then I went to college, and being a poor college kid, I was eating out of the vending machine most days and out of the school cafeteria. And I gained 30 pounds, my first year of college. I came home and my dad's like, "What the heck happened to you?" I'm like, "Dude, I had to eat what I had to eat, Dad." But again, I didn't understand food addiction at the time. Um, and so this yo-yo uh, dieting, this weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, weight loss from the time I was 16 all the way until I was 40, 41 started, happening every year. Every couple of years, I would drop the weight, I would gain the weight, I would drop the weight, I would gain the weight. Um, So the first time I started losing weight, um, purposely, with my mindset on losing weight, was before I got married. I'm like, I gotta lose some weight because I've, gotten chunky. And basically, I cut out all snacking and chips and sweet treats. And I was able to lose 35 pounds. Got married. And then after we got married, here comes the weight gain because I got into a job where I was working at a hotel, and I was doing room service, and food was available all the time. And of course, I was gravitating towards the sweet treats and the cakes and stuff like that. And I just found myself gaining weight again. And after my wife and I got married, we decided to move down to New Zealand. So here we are in a new country, and our passion is bakery and coffee shop. So we opened up a coffee shop and a bakery, and then boom, the weight came back on because of course I'm going to taste all the food before we sell it, and of course I'm going to eat all the leftovers so we don't have to waste it. So I'm eating cinnamon rolls, and I'm eating sausage rolls, and I'm eating chocolate croissants and donuts and all this stuff, and not even thinking, what it's going to do to my body. And I blew up again. And then my mother-in-law introduced me to the Atkins diet, and she had the Atkins diet book. So this is like 2005, 2006 is when I first tried the Atkins diet. And I was very focused. I was determined to lose the weight. And Atkins, it took me like 3 months to drop 60 pounds.
Wow.
And I got to the point where like I'm comfortable. I'm going to celebrate that I've lost weight, and I'm going to go out and have an ice cream sundae with my daughter. And then again, the food addiction thing I didn't know was a real thing. And next thing you know, months have gone by of me just eating whatever the heck I wanted, gaining all the weight back plus more. And so I started this cycle, for my whole adult life without realizing that addiction to food is a real thing. And had I had somebody with me who can tell me that and help me walk through that, my life would have been different now than it was, for the last, 20 years. This is why I really appreciate the community that I'm in, the community that I'm a part of, because I'm learning, what addiction is and how to break those cycles. And I love the fact that I don't have to do it alone. There's friends that have become family that have helped encourage me and, keeping me on the straight and narrow, I guess you can say. But yeah, that's the beginning part of my story. And that's really, the me in a nutshell, for 20 plus years of my life, yo-yo dieting, gaining weight, losing weight, addicted to food. Whenever I started eating carbs again, I would just go crazy and gain all the weight back plus more. Come to my senses, lose it, celebrate, gain it all back because addiction was real. And yeah, it was pretty intense. And I'm so
Wow.
glad that I am where I am now.
And tell me this much more, Ron. What was the why did you want to do it? Like, were you doing this on your own? Was it just a personal journey? Did you get support when you were losing weight and gaining weight?
Never had support other than my wife. She's always encouraged me. She's also said that I love you no matter what weight you are.
Mm,
But I've never had the self-confidence in my body or anything. And so there's a lot of mental things going on. I'm assuming now, based off what I've been learning, that the chemicals and the sugars and the oils and the
yeah.
process have messed with my mind enough to, mentally make me go, crazy when it came to food. Never had any support. Always did it on my own, and I've always been good at hitting goals. But I've always been good at celebrating hitting goals and falling right back into the same trap. So
Okay.
yeah,
And when so when sorry, Victoria, go ahead.
I was going to ask, how and when did you discover carnivore?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, when was the turning
yeah,
point?
yeah. So I've been on every single type of diet that I can find to help me lose weight. And I did do the vegan thing. I did, I did vegan thing for 6 months, but after the first couple months, I noticed that I was hungry all the time. And so I started doing vegan treats, getting as close to not vegan as I could with everything. And then next thing you know, I fell off the wagon. Um, and then I would do keto, I would do all that stuff. But while I was in keto or doing keto 2018 to 2020, I started hearing more about the carnivore diet. And of course, I thought it was crazy. There's no way people could just eat meat and eggs and get their health back. So I didn't really pay attention to it. But in 2023, after watching some videos with Dr. Baker, Ken Berry, Anthony Chafee, I'm like, I might need to give this, a second look and a try. Because one thing that I know about me is when I did do the restricting, when I did do those diets that were really restrictive and, you can only eat certain foods, I found myself doing really good. So for me, the simpler it is, the easier it is for me to do. So restrict, get hungry, and then next thing you know, I'm celebrating and gaining the weight back. And that's because, like you guys were asking, I didn't have any support to tell me, don't do this, don't do that. That's why I love the carnivore community. Again, they're like, hey, this is truth. This is what's going to help you. So in 2024, I started my carnivore journey, January 1st. And it's just been amazing. I did have a good 6-month period where I was lenient with myself and I gained 40 pounds back of the 92 pounds that I lost.
Oh dear.
And so my journey, I reset my journey May 31st of 2025, and I'm just getting back into all the health benefits. I am now just about full lion. I say just about full because I'm still enjoying coffee. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's been a wild ride for sure.
And tell me this much, Ron: is the food addiction still there, or do you feel like you've eliminated it full stop?
So, yeah, this is a crazy part, Mark. I thought the food addiction had gone. I had posted, I had talked to people, I had shared, my story with people, and I said the one thing that I really love that's going on with the carnivore diet is it's broken my food addiction. And next thing you know, my wife and I are celebrating, 6 months of me doing carnivore, and I had decided to have a plate of chicken Alfredo. That was in October 25th, 2024. And next thing you know, it's April, and I gained 40 pounds back.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And I had struggled on and off because as soon as I started eating carbs, that came back.
Yeah.
And again, that's because I didn't know what food addiction was, or how strong it was. Food addiction to me, it felt like a weak argument for what addiction is. Like when someone's drug addicted, I'm like, yeah, I can see that. That's a strong, addiction. With food, I'm like, no, it's not as strong of an addiction as drugs. But and for me, I'm finding out that it's more strong than I could, handle on my own.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, it's been proven. Like sugar in general is much more powerful than any other drug out there. It's been proven so many times because every single one of us in the world at the moment are addicted to it. We don't realize we're addicted to it, but we are. And then you ask when you tell someone like you're addicted to carbohydrates, you're addicted to sugar, what do they say? They say,
No,
I'm not addicted. There's nothing wrong with me.
Don't realize it. That's the key point.
And this is what we're seeing at the moment, Ron. With I don't know if you're keep on track with social media with the carnivores going back to carbohydrates. I've always said if you're going back to carbohydrates, you obviously didn't get over your addiction in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah. I saw on a reel I think it was a conversation between Dr. Chafee and another doctor, and she pointed out like when people go back to carbs, they feel good initially, and they might do better in the gym and all that kind of stuff. But that feeling is going to go away real quick once your body starts adapting back to carbs, and then
Yeah.
you're going to realize, oh man, this is actually not as good as I thought it was going to be.
Mm.
And so, you know, I'm coming to this point in this realization now that, yeah, the carnivore diet is actually keeping my health in the place that it needs to be. Anytime I
Yeah.
waver from it, not only do I feel like my symptoms coming back physically, but I feel mentally, you know,
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
That's my next question is what changes have you seen physically and mentally that have been improved and are different from when,
Yeah.
because you mentioned weight loss. I'd like to know about the physical and mental changes.
Yeah. So this is the part of the story that no one's really heard. So again, I didn't realize how food really affected my body, or I didn't know how it was affecting my body back then. I just thought I was eating because, you know, I enjoy eating. I thought I was treating myself because I loved treating myself, not realizing the damage that it's doing to my body, both physically and mentally. So I went through years of fighting depression, anxiety. Um, uh, uh, Again, self-confidence wasn't high either. So I spent a lot of time struggling mentally and not really being there for my family as much as I should. So I find myself in times where, you know, I'm struggling with eating and all that stuff, like spiraling out of control mentally and with depression, to the point where, you know, in 2018, I wanted to commit suicide.
Oh
Um,
no. Oh dear.
yeah. And, you know, when I got, and this is where addiction is real. This is where I started figuring out like, man, this isn't good for me. Anytime that I did fall off the wagon and start, you know, eating all the crap and stuff again, I'd become a closet eater. I would rack up um, credit cards. I'd max out credit cards, feeding my addiction.
Oh dear.
I would hide,
Oh.
you know, in the closet. I would eat a pack of
Mhm,
Oreos, no problem, go out
mhm,
and grab another one. I would,
mhm.
you know, spend all the money that my family would need on eating crap. And yeah, it was terrible. And this happened almost every time that I fell off the wagon. I'd go back to this same um, symptom of, you know, the addiction where I'm spending the money. Um, I'm going out buying, you know, plates and meals that can feed a family of four and consuming it.
Yeah, it's
Hiding
very
candy
rare.
bars, hiding ice cream, hiding all the treats in the house, and waiting for my family to go out so I can stuff my face. And so that fed into the mental struggle. So in 2018, after I just spent some good time losing weight with keto, again, I celebrated my accomplishments by, you know, going off the rails. And I found myself one day just driving to work, wanting to go head on into traffic. And it was bad because my life had not been bad enough to want to just leave my family like that. And I was struggling so bad that day. Um, I went to work. I ended up making it to work, and I'm I'm sitting there just staring at the wall, wondering what the heck is going on in my head. I have no idea how I got to this point. And I told my dad, because I was working doing a tile job with my dad at the time. I'm like, I gotta go. I can't be here today. This is not good for me to be here. And on the way home, I'm like, I'm gonna go head on into traffic again because my family deserves better than what I'm giving them.
Oh, it's terrible.
And
That's so
I,
sad.
yeah, so on that way home, I stopped at a grocery store parking lot because I couldn't even make it home with like what was going on in my head. So I'm sitting in a grocery store parking lot and contemplating how I'm actually going to end my life, because I was going to do it that day. And I wouldn't answer any phone calls because my dad had called my wife. My wife had called some friends, like, keep an eye out for Ron, keep praying for Ron because something's going on. And I wouldn't take any calls. I'm like, I don't want to talk to anyone about anything right now. I just want to end my life. And I sat in that parking lot for a good hour. And then I made the decision to go home. Um, it was a hot summer day. I'm going to go home and I'm going to do this in front of my house. And I had a big black SUV, an Expedition, black leather interior, tinted windows, hot summer day. I parked in front of my house. I cranked up the heat and I kept the windows up, and I was fully I intended to just bake myself in my car in front of my house. And I don't know how long I sat there. I was drenched in sweat, and I snapped to reality. I'm like, I can't do this. And for the next couple of years, my life was just a blur. I have no idea. I don't remember the next couple of years. All I know is that I was into a deep depression. Um, I, no one could reach me. I was isolating myself and just spiraling out of control. I gained so much weight. I was up over 300 pounds at that point, and I kept doing it. I kept eating, and I didn't care.
That's so
And
awful.
yeah, kudos to my wife. My wife is an amazing human. She loved me through it the whole time. I didn't give my kids anything good. I didn't give my wife anything good. I put on a face when people came around, but I was not opening up. I wasn't doing well. Again, those couple years, from 2018 to 2020, 2021, I don't remember a whole lot, and I'm grateful that I don't remember them. But when I started getting my health back in 2021, you know, depression, anxiety started lifting, and that was with the keto diet. So I spent a couple years, on the keto diet, but with the work that I do as a plumber, we're eating at gas stations all the time. We're eating at fast food restaurants all the time. I started finding ways to do keto that wasn't the healthy way. It was the keto treats and the keto alternatives that, the labels that said keto. And I found myself, boom, right back into the same spot that I was before, where now that depression and anxiety and stress came back. You can see it's been a yo-yo, a roller coaster ride. Like my life has been a roller coaster ride. So the benefits that I've seen on the carnivore diet, that depression, that anxiety, all that stuff is lifted. I feel so light. I feel so light. I feel the energy. I feel life, back in me. Yeah. Not only did it.
Oh, that's amazing. But it's food that was doing that to you. And food is supposed to nourish your life, to give you life, to bring life to you, help you support life. That you have had that situation because of food is just so outrageous.
And it's
Awful.
like, first of all, Ron, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay, no, honestly, it's amazing that, because like this is what we need. We need to be hearing more stories like this, because you're not the only one. Like, I hear these stories all the time, and it's such a shame that people are going through such horrible circumstances at the moment, and they're going through all this emotional pain, but yet they'll still eat the same food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we don't make the connection.
We don't make the connection. We just blame it on other factors. We blame it on life. We blame it on the
Genetics.
genetics. We could
Yeah.
blame it on your partner. You give out to your partner. It could be work related. And when you look at all this stress that's going on in our life, it's all connected to what you put in your body, because that's where it starts.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
For
where
sure.
that's where it all starts. If you're feeding the gut really, really bad, it's going to impact your brain, and then everything around you is going to get. If you're adding in, like, say, sitting on your phone all day, sitting in front of the TV all day, just sitting in all day and just doing nothing, it makes the situation even worse.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, they start blaming other things and not the things that they're consuming.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. And so I spent a year on carnivore without community. I did the dang thing. I'm like, I'm gonna do it, and I did it. I dropped weight right away. Not only did I drop weight because I wanted to lose weight as my focus, but when I started getting the benefits of what the carnivore diet did, I switched my focus to I don't care about losing the weight anymore. This is making me feel better than I've ever felt before. The acid reflux gone. I had bad acid reflux, of course, because of the food that I was eating. Like, it was daily and it was severe in ways where it was eating away at my esophagus, and it made me feel like I was having heart attacks. Like, it was getting bad. Tingling in my legs constantly. Anytime I ate anything, I would start getting tingling from my shins down to my toes.
Wow.
I was getting chest pains, and like, my gut was terrible. I was never diagnosed because I hate going to the doctor with anything. So IBS, my gut was terrible. I had no idea when I was gonna go. It just happened all the time. Yeah, so there's all these things that were cleared up with the carnivore diet within months, and
Wow.
and so with that happening to me, I'm like, I still can't believe that I jumped off for 6 months, because as soon as I did, all those symptoms came back.
Mm.
Um, and this is where, like I said, a year into it, I had no community, and then I started finding community. I started my Instagram account, and I started, posting in May, and getting back, into focusing in on carnivore. I started finding the likes of hunter gatherer mindset, Brian, and let's see who else, Carnivore Cop, and some other guys. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna follow them. I'm gonna follow them, and I'm commenting and I'm giving thumbs up and I'm giving likes. And next thing you know, they're starting to follow me back. And then um, Primal Fox, Miss Selena, reached out to me. She's like, "Hey, would you like to be a part of our live? We would love to hear your story." I'm like, "Of course I would. This would be awesome." Um, so I was able to jump on my first live with them. It was with Mark and a young lady from Australia. I don't remember her name. Um, and that started the relationship with the carnivore community worldwide. And from May until now, the amount of information that has been shared, the amount of encouragement, the amount of love, the amount of hope and inspiration that I've gotten has just been amazing. Um, I can't believe how much my life has changed just from meeting the people that I've met. Um, Mark, you've been a big influence in what you're sharing and how you're coaching people and how you're teaching people, and how you're relaying the message that it's not carbs, it's not calories that is going to cause you to lose weight. It's like real nutrition, and we're not about just losing weight. We're about optimal health,
No.
and it's just been life changing. I did it by myself, and now I'm doing it with community, and now I'm better off for it. And I'm ready to change the world, to help the carnivore community change the world.
Absolutely amazing. No,
Yes.
honestly, your story is remarkable. It really is, and you're absolutely right. Like, the good thing about the carnivore community is the accountability. Nobody gets left behind. If anybody's struggling, we'll always be there for you. We'll always support you. We'll always guide you in the right direction. But yeah, what you're saying about myself, like, when you see me on camera, I come across as this aggressive person. And it's kind of like Barkay. It's kind of like a show pretty much. But the reason why I want to come across aggressive, because I don't want anybody telling me that the likes of Ron, his story is fake. Like,
Right.
how can you tell me that Ron's story is fake? If you're going to tell me that this is fake, I'm going to hammer you. I'm gonna literally hammer you on social media, because people don't understand people. We've had well over 100 successful stories. Like, you cannot tell me that over 100 successful stories are fakes.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, and yours is gonna be another one. We're gonna put this podcast up probably today or tomorrow. If this reaches one person who's in a similar situation as you, and it gives them the guide to say, you know what, after listening to this guy Ron, he's after inspiring me to change my life.
Yeah.
That's why we do it.
Yeah. I
It's
actually put it in
extremely
the
important. Yeah.
yeah, I actually put it in the chat before I got on with the carnivore community. I'm like, I hope I can share it thoroughly enough, because I have to remember it. But I
Yeah,
hope I can share it thoroughly enough to change one person. I hope it impacts at
absolutely,
least one person, because if it did,
100%,
then we all did our job. And
100%.
that's the goal. That is the goal, is if we can impact one person, we don't know what impact that person's going to have on the next person. And I've shared this with the carnivore community on a live before. I can't be scared of sharing my story, because it gives somebody else permission to overcome the same stuff that I overcame. And
Yes.
so that becomes the power of a testimony. The power of a testimony is prophecy. If I can do it, you can do it. If he did it for me, he can do it for someone else.
And
And
and the way I see it is, we've been given a gift.
yeah,
It just came out. It just came out of blue. We have to share it, because there's so many people out there that are suffering, and it's up to us to say, right, okay, we're going to help you. Whether you're going to listen to us or not, we're just going to give you the information.
yeah, yeah.
That's all it is. Like, we're not forcing anybody to do this, but what we'll tell you is this: that no other diet comes close to it.
Oh,
Doesn't even come close to it. You can talk about veganism, you can talk about Mediterranean, all these diets. None of them have ever cured these problems. Never.
Yes.
yeah.
That's a fact. You name one disease that has cured mental health all over the world.
Only carnivore.
No, yeah,
Only carnivore.
yeah. So yeah,
It's remarkable.
it is. Again, like this is what happened to me. I ate the crappy food. I fell into depression. I ate the crappy food. I was high anxiety. I ate the crappy food. I was suicidal. I ate the crappy food. I was sick. I had COVID 5 times, and
Wow.
it's crazy. Like, I was getting sick every few months. I've gotten sick twice in the last 2 years. Like, my body is not just doing better, like, it's doing extremely better. My mind, I'm no longer suicidal, which is amazing. I'm not I'm not functioning in depression anymore. Like, my focus is back. My brain fog is lifted. Like, that's not happening when I'm eating a standard American diet. That's not happening when I was eating a vegan diet. That's not happening when I was eating the keto diet. It was lighter on the keto diet, but, like, for it to be completely clear, holy crap, is this true? Is this really happening? Yes, it is, and I'm finding out that it's happening to more and more people.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's so
Serious.
And it's like what you said.
everywhere.
It's like what you said, Ron, earlier on. You didn't go into this to lose weight. That's where the wrong message is at the moment. Everybody's convinced that if you want to be healthy, you just need to lose weight. That's all you need to do. You just need to lose weight. You need to be on a low calorie diet. Forget about the food that you're eating. The food doesn't matter. As long as you're on a low calorie diet and you lose the weight, you're going to be okay. But if it's as easy as that, then why, as I said, why is mental health on the rise at the moment? Why is obesity numbers on the rise at the moment? Why are type 2 numbers on the rise at the moment? So if it's all about calories in versus calories out, and people make it as easy as that, then why are people suffering? Because at the end, because this is what we see at the moment. You look at somebody. I did this for years. I've been in this industry now for over 30 years, and I used to do this. I used to take my top off, and I used to show people, like, listen, look at me. I'm in the best condition possible. I have the abs. people were looking at me and saying he's healthy. People had no idea about my mental health. I was really, really struggling. In the background, people had no idea. No idea. I like you, I battled with sugar addiction for a very, very long time. Your story is very similar to mine, actually. And I struggled, and I was working in the industry, and every time I had check-ins with these people, I was trying to give these people like the information that they needed. But I was giving them the information, but I was the one that was struggling.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm helping you, but I need to help myself here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And
I didn't realize I had a problem. I was like, no, I don't have a problem here because I'm eating the grains, I'm eating the fiber,
yeah.
I'm eating the complex carb, I'm eating the fruits. Surely this is not down to the carbohydrates. Can't be.
Yeah. 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 And I'm a youth pastor, right? And so I was struggling mentally with everything. Well, I've only been a youth pastor now for the last 3 years. So when I was in keto, I was having a little bit of the brain fog, a little bit of depression, but I'm teaching people, not to be depressed. Let's walk in love. Let's do all these amazing things. But like you, Mark, I'm struggling inside,
Yeah.
and I'm giving you the information, I'm giving you the tools, but I'm not applying them to myself, at the same time. And
Yes,
yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Ron. Sorry.
So now both of them are working together for me. I'm
Yeah.
using the tools, and I'm sharing, and I'm walking it out as best as I can, what I'm sharing on spiritual side. On the
Yeah.
physical side, I am sharing as much as I can and walking it out, and like both of them are together, and it's beautiful.
I fully agree with you because I'm the same. Like I'm telling people how relaxed I am, how good I feel. But like, see, that's where the problem is there. We can give people so much motivation. We can tell people what to do and how to feel good about yourself. But ultimately it comes down to, okay, it'll only work in that situation. Like if I spoke to you for a half an hour and let's say you were depressed, I know I could probably change your mindset within that 30 minutes. But then once we get off the call, you go back to your old habits, that depression kicks back in again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's where we need to go back to, okay, where's the root cause of this problem? I will never say I'm a doctor. I'm just saying this is what works for me, and this is what I've seen with other people. I work with an awful lot of people, and the one thing they always say to me is that I'm struggling with my mental health. I'm struggling, like I'm struggling to get my day going. I can't get up out of bed. I'm napping in the afternoon. I have no energy. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to give you this information. Take it on board if you want to. Let's change your diet. Let's just change your diet and let's just see what happens. And they're like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? Well, I'm going to get you to where I want you to get you, but we're going to do it in phases. And the reason why I like to do it in phases, I like to get the information back. So at the very, very beginning, when I remove the processed food, I'll ask you the question, Ron, how are you feeling? You'll say to me, Mark, I feel fantastic. I'm really good. But my mental health issues are still there. I don't feel good. I'm like, okay, 6 weeks later, let's remove the carbohydrates. Let's just remove the carbohydrates and let's see what happens. Again, another 30%, they're improving, but they still have those issues. At this stage, they're like 12 weeks into the process. So they trust me at this stage. I'm like, okay, you still have these mental health issues. Maybe we will eliminate the vegetables. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. Within 15 weeks, these people are getting back to me and saying, Mark, I feel incredible. Everything's gone. You know what I mean? So I think where a lot of people, I find that if you're going straight into this diet straight away and you're eliminating everything straight away, if some people can do it, that's fantastic. But I think that's a very, very dangerous road to go into.
Yeah.
I think you need to understand you have a problem in the first place. And I think that's going to be done over a period of time. I don't think you can do that at the very, very beginning. It's like talking to an alcoholic at the very, very beginning. Okay, you've got a problem. You just need to remove the alcohol. It's not that easy. You have to do it over a period of time.
Ron, how do you get the message, however subtly, to the children that you pastor
The message of
not eating junk food and
well,
sugar and carbs, and
that
how
that's
what might
yeah,
impact their
yeah. So
health?
I'm not talking to them about health and the carnivore diet. I'm that's not a thing that I discuss, because it's not my place to tell them how to eat, because it's more than just talking to the kid; it's talking to the family, and
Yeah.
so I can't really relay that message to them. But this is where, like, this is frustrating to me.
Mm.
There's so many snacks and treats at the church to try to keep the kids' attention. There's so many snacks and treats to try to keep the kids under control. And it starts at a young age. In any church that I've ever been to or seen, hey, let's go. We're going to have a party. We're going to have candy. We're going to have ice cream. We're going to have sodas. We're going to have chips. And that's why kids are coming to church. So we decided to make a healthier choice for our youth group, 6th grade to 12th grade, by giving them healthier alternatives. What I've been learning is, none of these things are healthy anyway.
Mm.
And so we're giving them water. We're not giving them sodas. We're giving them veggie straws rather than regular chips and crisps. We're giving them, things that are not just full of sugar, but you know what? None of it's good.
Yeah.
And that's the frustrating part. But these kids are coming expecting that. Now, if I were to have a tray of beef jerky, I'm sure it would be eaten, but I'm sure we'd have less kids showing up. If I can provide steaks all the time, I would provide steaks all the time, but we would blow our budget. And so we're stuck in between this rock and a hard place where, like, I can tell them about health, and I don't know if I would be able to reach them, or I can live it out and they can start asking me questions, and maybe I can reach them that way. They know they know I've lost weight. I was 313 pounds. I'm down into the 260s and 250s now. I did lose more than that, but like I said, I gained 40 back, and now I'm back on track with losing and stuff. So I don't relay the message of carnivore to the kids
Directly. Yeah.
I relay the message a lot to other people in the church, because a lot of people have questions like, how'd you do it? How are you doing it? Meat only? Are you crazy? I'm like, I might be a little crazy, but it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what
And
have you been eating in
yeah.
general? What is your diet? What does your diet look like now as a more restricted carnivore?
Yeah. So for the past 6 days, I've been on the lion diet, just ground beef or steak and salt and some bone broth, and it's been fantastically mind blowing. I woke up this morning with more energy than I've had in a long time, and I thought I had good energy from the carnivore diet, but lion diet is a whole new level. But my day to day on the carnivore diet is usually 6 to 12 eggs, a few burger patties. I prefer burger patties over ground beef, and I love beef sausages. I love pork and beef sausages. So I usually stick to those main foods. It's very rare that I have steak because it's expensive. I have 5 kids, and I don't want to waste my money just on me. I want to make sure that they eat as well. So burger patties, ground beef, eggs, sausages, and I fast most of the day. But if my body's saying, "Hey, you need to eat," I will eat some pork rinds or like a Chomp's beef stick. Occasionally, I'll have a cheese stick, and I did put heavy cream in my coffee as well. So that's basically what I've been eating.
So can I just jump into the calorie talk, Ron? Because obviously there's going to be a lot of people listening to this, and they're going to be like, oh, well, hang on a second. You can't just lose weight on a carnivore diet because it's obviously a high fat diet. And people will be listening and say, well, obviously calories do matter because you cannot lose weight without being on a low calorie diet. So where do you stand on this? Because when we look at the calorie model, we know that when we look at protein and carbohydrates per gram, you're looking at, say, per gram is like 4 calories. And then when we look at fats, from a maths equation, they contain 9 calories. So as I said, from a maths equation, it makes sense to go with carbohydrates and proteins to lose weight. But why do you feel people need to go on a diet that consists of fats over carbohydrates?
Well, nothing I do is scientific based. I just know what works for me. And
Mm.
so, like, to give you a scientific answer, I have no idea. I haven't done that research yet. Um, to go with what works for me is I did If It Fits Your Macros before, and I lost weight,
Mm.
but I had to calorie restrict,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was not sustainable for me at all. Like I'm
Mm.
working out, I'm dropping calories, I'm dropping weight, but I feel absolutely crap. I feel
Yeah.
like crap, right? I've not tracked one thing in the last 2 years on the carnivore
Mm.
diet. I went from 313 pounds to 228 pounds
Yeah.
without tracking. And I'm talking, I'm eating butter, I'm eating bacon, I'm eating lots of eggs, I'm eating fatty cuts of meat. Like, how the heck does that happen? And I'm eating till I'm full and I'm feeling fantastic.
Exactly. That's the answer I wanted right there. You're eating until you're full, whereas when you're eating carbohydrates, you have to eat every couple of hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was every couple seconds. I eat,
Yeah,
I feel full. Next thing you know,
exactly.
I'm hungry again.
Yeah.
And
So this is what people need to understand when it comes to the calorie model, and we look at fats. Yes, as I said, from a maths equation, it makes sense. But what we need to focus on is insulin. And what's gonna the main macronutrient that's gonna have the biggest impact on insulin to bring it down as low as possible is gonna be fats. So you're not gonna have these spikes in insulin. So when you're having this up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, you have to eat every couple of hours. It's like you eat breakfast, 2 hours later I'm thinking about food again. 2 hours later I'm eating food again. Whereas when with the food, the way we eat at the moment, fasting is so easy. You can eat a
so easy.
meal and then 10 hours later you don't need to eat again, and then you're like, oh, you'll probably have a small snack before you go to bed, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the biggest impact I found from this is like, because you're talking to someone that used to eat 10 times a day at one stage. I was
Right.
eating like 10 times a day. I used to wake up in the middle of the night. I used to have a protein shake and a banana. I couldn't believe when I did carnivore 5 years ago, you just want me to eat a piece of steak on its own, nothing else. You don't want any vegetables, no fruits. It's just a steak. It wasn't until I started eating the steak, I was like, hang on a second, I'm getting full here. I was getting full, and I was only like 4 or 5 bites into. It was like, this actually feels really good. And
Yeah.
then when I finished it, I was like, I haven't eaten for nearly 8 hours.
Yeah.
I'm full.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was
That's
losing
insane.
weight. I was losing weight without tracking anything at all. I wasn't
Energy
eyeballing anything.
levels.
Energy levels
Energy.
were fantastic. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. To that point, I'm a tradesman. I'm a plumber, and I'm working 10, 12 hours a day, sometimes more. And I'll grab a large iced coffee in the morning, and a big old cup of water. And next thing you know, I'm at home. 10, 12 hours later, haven't eaten at
Yeah.
all, and I feel fantastic. I'm like, how the heck is this happening? Like I said, though, if my body tells me to eat, I'll eat. But especially on this lion diet, the last few times I've made a meal for myself, I've cooked too much.
Hmm.
I've put it on my plate, put it in my bowl, and I'm eating. I'm like, man, I am full and I feel good, but I have like two burger patties left. And I don't try
Yeah.
to force myself to eat them. I give them to my dog or give them to my kids. And man, it's satiating, and it comes quicker than you think. And then next thing you're working 14 hours, you're coming home for your next meal. I mean, I'm not thinking about food at all through the day.
And can I ask you a question, Ron? When you did the diets in the past, why do you feel you couldn't stick to them?
Um, I I don't think it was a.
Like,
I
do,
don't
do,
think
do you think it was down to you were hungry all the time? That's the reason why you couldn't stick to a
when
calorie deficit or a diet.
yeah, when I did the vegan diet and when I did the counting your macros diet, I'm like, this, I can't do this.
Mm.
Um, Not only am I having to count everything, which is a chore, but I'm hungry all the time.
Mm.
And when I was doing the Atkins diet, I had no idea why I felt like that was sustainable, but it was sustainable to me. I didn't put that together, like I the energy and feeling full. I didn't know that was a thing. When I
Mm.
did keto, I thought that was sustainable as well, but it was the the not knowing that I had a food addiction
Mm.
that made me, fall off the wagon. It's not that,
Mhm.
what I did was unsustainable for keto or Atkins. It's because I fell off. It wasn't sustainable for vegan and if it fits your macros. That was ridiculous.
Mm.
Um, and tell you that to bring up another point, when I was on the carnivore diet and I felt like I had broken my food addiction, it's because I felt good and I didn't feel like I needed the sugar. And
Mm.
a lot of people experience that. They're like, "Oh, I don't need the sugar. I feel great without it." And so that was the testing point. I'm like, am I really, free from this addiction? And then I did that stupid, experiment and decided to celebrate, the milestone of losing, 90 pounds. No. This is why I think the carnivore diet for me, um, it's been sustainable, and I think it's sustainable for a lifetime. And I know that it's going to work for me for forever. Um, and I love it because it is sustainable and it's healthy, it's nourishing, and I know that if I stick to it, I'm going to be fantastic. I'm going to
100%.
live long and prosper. If I
100%.
Yes.
stop it,
Wonderful.
I know that I'm an addict. If I stop and fall off, I know I'm not going to have a good time.
Because at the end, because you know now, Ron, what your why is. Your why is not to lose weight.
Hmm.
You know
Yep.
how
Yeah.
you know you're doing this for your family. I noticed this on your post. Like you talk passionately about your family at the moment,
Yeah.
and it makes sense because of what you went through. It makes absolutely perfect sense. You've been given a second chance in life now. So yeah, embrace it. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, for sure. I need to give my family more of me than I've given them before.
Mm.
They are amazing kids. I have an amazing wife, and they deserve a healthy, happy
Absolutely.
father to be around and a healthy, happy
Yeah.
husband to be around.
Yeah.
I'm learning to love like I've never loved before, because I'm learning to love myself, and
Absolutely.
that
Wow,
came first.
wonderful.
Once you start learning to love yourself and treating yourself well, it frees you up to love other people well. It's not shallow. It's not fake. It's real. You love yourself well, and you get your energy back. You get your life back. You get your health back. Man, it changes the household. It changes the atmosphere everywhere you go. When you can genuinely have a conversation with someone and know that you're reaching out in love, it changes the atmosphere. It changes their
Mm.
life. And this
Yes.
is why, like, I'm sharing, that I'm not scared to share my story, because my story has, it has power to change someone's life.
Mm.
And I'm so happy to be in this frame of mind, in this body. um like everything is changing, and I love it.
Mm.
Like, it's amazing. And credit to the carnivore diet. Who would have thought that eating meat and
Yes.
not eating vegetables was going to change my life and change the
Mm.
trajectory of my life to the place that it is now.
That's
um
wonderful.
it
It's honestly
Wonderful.
it's unbelievable. Like I said earlier on, we're doing this a while now, and I just every time I hear these stories, I'm like, oh my God, like it's just remarkable. It really is. When I hear these
Yeah.
stories, I'm like, oh my God, more people need. Why aren't more people listening to this? Like
Yeah.
that's the biggest frustration. I just don't understand why we can't work closely with the health sector. Like
Yeah.
why do doctors turn around and are pushing this agenda against us and say, well, listen, it's not going to work. Like what
do
these
you,
people are doing,
Yeah.
it's not going to work.
yeah,
And I'm
do you think
like,
it's a
this I don't know
so,
what it is, but it's really frustrating when they're telling us like, listen, don't listen to what he's doing. This probably just works for a few people. I'm
yeah,
like, doctor, do you not understand? There's over 1 million people in the world at the moment that are doing this.
yeah,
Yeah.
Probably be more,
And getting the benefits.
and they're getting the
yeah,
benefits. There's so many people that are going from being vegan to the carnivore diet. It's not going the other way around.
yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if it's just the stigma of what, diets are, because, like, we have two extremes. We have the vegan and then we have the carnivore community.
Hmm.
If anyone wants to talk to me about being a vegan, I'm like, I'm not listening. There's no way I'm going to listen. And it's
Yeah.
probably the same way with people like, man, I'm not going to listen to these crazy meat eaters. So, I I hear very few success stories on the vegan diet. I hear
Yeah.
more horror stories on the vegan diet. And
Exactly.
this is why,
Yeah.
like we've been saying, our message needs to be put out there. we need to keep sharing our successes and how the carnivore diet is not just dropping weight, it's actually healing and bringing optimal health. Because the more people hear about that side of the carnivore diet, rather than just seeing people with big knives eating on a cutting board, the more the stigma is going to change. Like, there's something to this carnivore diet, because look how healthy and happy and, amazing these guys are feeling. Vegans are going to be crying about, abusing animals and stuff. We're going to be over here saying, well, this is what optimal health looks like. And the more we keep sharing our story and drawing the eyes of the audience to, how we're feeling and how life changing it actually is, I think people are going to start listening. Again, podcasts like this, lives like the carnivore community are doing, the more that, Dr. Chafee and Dr. Baker are spreading this information, the more it's going to catch on. We have 1 million plus people already doing it. And I feel like the more the story is going to share, the more we're going to see. It's going to be 2 million in no time. It's going to be 10 million in no
100%.
time.
And you said something very, very important, and that's healing. And I think people need to understand that you need to heal in order to get on the other side. It's not just about quick fix.
Right.
It's not
And
about just. It's
that's
not
the
about
question.
Weight loss. Yeah.
How long does it take to heal? And are people willing to give them
Yeah.
more than 30 days?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Very
Yeah.
good.
Like at the end of the day, if you've abused your body for over 40 years, it's probably going to take the same amount of time to heal.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really is that simple. Because I know I've said this many times. I'm 5 years into this. I can tell you right now, I'm still healing. I know I am. Now the addiction is gone. I don't think about carbohydrates or sugars anymore. That took me about 6 months to eliminate that completely. Completely. I was like you, Ron. I added these foods back in every so often. I was like, okay, I'm convinced I can have a little bit of fruit. What's the harm? It's not going to cause any problems. But oh my God, the minute sugar came into my body, it sent a signal to my brain straight away. The sugar coming in here, you want more of it. So that's when I knew, like, hang on a second, I do have an addiction here. And if I want to improve my overall health and get rid of this addiction, I have to get rid of this. I need to be honest with myself, look at myself in the mirror, and just say to yourself, Mark, you have a problem here. And if you want to get better, you need to sort this out. And I think that's very, very important, that if people are really, really struggling, I can't stress this enough. You need to be aware of what you're doing, or you need to go and see someone so they can actually show you where the problem is. Because I think that's where we're going wrong. I think a lot of people just don't, like what we mentioned at the very, very beginning. If you say to someone you have an addiction problem, they're always going to deny it.
Right.
There's the problem right there.
Especially if they're functioning. If they're functioning in their addiction, it's going to be harder to, say that, I have an addiction.
Yeah,
Like,
you can eat that junk food and still be alive, which I think is that's the crux of the matter.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fine. I ate it. I'm fine. I may not feel
Yeah.
100%, but it's still there.
Yeah. I still went to work. I still talk to my
Yes.
kids. I still,
Still functioning. Like it's
yeah.
like alcoholism, and they think that, well, I can still do my job and live my life, but I can
Yeah.
drink at the same time. No,
Mm,
it will get you down eventually. It will really
mm,
wear you down.
mm,
Yeah, for sure. And I had somebody reach out to me last night. I mean, I don't know if coaching is the right thing for me to do, but I have a lot of people asking me questions, and but the content that I provide is more funny, kind of thought provoking, humorous, and as authentic as I can make it. I want people to know who I am, and they can in turn ask questions if they see what's going on in my life. Cool. And then I'll start answering questions for them, because I've been getting, like I said, a lot of information from the carnivore community. I'm watching, I'm listening, I'm reading, and I am starting to fill up on that information. Somebody reached out to me last night, and this has been my message for the last few months as well. Like, man, I don't know how to kick this carb addiction, sugar addiction. I'm like, listen, the most important thing you can do, like you said, you admit to it that there is an issue, but finding community is one of the biggest things that you can do. Finding a coach or finding community, because when you find a tribe of people that can have your back, that can speak to you, that can coach you, that can teach you, that's a life-changing thing.
Yes.
When you try to do it on your own,
And I think it's important as well that if you are going to work with somebody and they know what they're talking about, either he or she knows what they're talking about, you need to just listen to that person. Don't worry about what people are doing on social media, because you'll see so many people all over social media at the moment that'll just say, okay, carnivore, you can eat, you can have your honey, you can have your carbohydrates.
yeah,
If you're working with someone, especially someone who has battled sugar addiction in the past, you need to just put all your faith in that person. Because that's where I see people going wrong at the moment. Because I see that all the time when I take people on. It's like, okay, you're telling me one thing, but this person over here in the carnivore space is telling me another thing, and then they're getting confused. And I always put them straight. I'm saying, listen, you came to me. I'm going to change your life. Don't be listening to anybody else. Just do what I tell you what to do. That's
yeah,
pretty much it. I think that's very, very important, that whoever you bring into your life, and you've done a lot, I think you need to do your research on people. You need to do your research on people first of all and see where they've come from. Listen to their podcast, watch their content, research these people as much as possible. And when you feel like, okay, I've got a good feeling about this person here, I think this person will actually change my life, I would highly recommend reach out to that person and be patient. Don't rush into it. Don't look at this as just a diet. You've got to remember you're investing in your health here. You're not investing in how you look. The look will,
An investment. Yeah.
the look will come, the weight will come off when you become fat adapted and when you feel good. But when you feel great about yourself, trust me, the weight comes off naturally. It comes off naturally.
yeah,
And that's where people, I think, are going wrong at the moment, because they just want to jump into it. They just want to, like, I want the results. I want the result. Like January is only around the corner at the moment. Once
Yeah,
Christmas
they're
is over, they're gonna
they're-
all jump into January. They're gonna be like, I have to lose the weight. I have to lose the weight. I'm
Yeah.
going on holiday. I'm going on holidays in June. It's the wrong message.
yeah,
Mhm.
That's
yeah,
you know what I mean. It's the wrong message. That's not what we should be focusing
yeah.
on here. We
And we
should be
got those.
focusing on your health.
Yeah, and then we got those people that are trying to sell a program too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lose 40 pounds in a month, and then people
No.
get caught up in that, and they get into a situation again, like you were saying, where they don't know the person, they haven't done the research, and they're getting fed whatever they're getting fed. Yeah, I do agree with that. Learn to build some trust with the community. Find those people that you jive with. My story is different from Victoria's story. My story is different from this story. His story is different from my story. But if any part of my story strikes a chord in your heart, then reach out, right? People are going to reach out to Mark because they love how you tell your story, and they love how you're spreading the coaching and all that stuff. They're going to reach out to me maybe because they found the post that was funny. I don't know. And they're like, I can talk to this guy because he keeps it light, he keeps it funny. And that's
Exactly.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
They're gonna find the people that they're gonna trust, that are gonna help them change their life.
Yeah, man. I mean, when you look at all of us, like Victoria, yourself, like we're all different. Like you come from a comedy background. I come from, like, say, a fitness background, and then you have Victoria as well, where she dealt with gout issues and stuff like that in the past. You have to go with the person that you know is going to be the right fit for you.
Yeah.
You really do. That's where it comes down to, because there's going to be people in the world at the moment that are suffering with some sort of autoimmune issue or mental health, and there's going to be someone out there, like we have Peter on our Meet of the Matter. He's a type 1 diabetic. He knows diabetes better than anybody that I know. Now, I know the area very, very well, but if someone comes to me who's a type 1 diabetic, I would rather say, right, okay, I can help you, but I think this person's going to help you even better. I think this person's going to, because he can understand you. And it's the same with you, Ron, with what you've gone through with sugar addiction. I'm pretty sure if someone came to you and said, Ron, I'm dealing with sugar addiction here, can you help me? Because of what you've gone through, you'll be able to have that conversation. So it's not like a Q&A kind of conversation. It's like it's kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? It's just like a friendly conversation.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna lead into the answers that they're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know that?
How would someone reach you, Ron, if they had a question for you? What would be the best way?
The best way is the only social media I have a Facebook, which I don't really focus on, and I have my Instagram. So if they want to reach out to me on Instagram, they can, message me directly at the Carnivore Trip, and ask away. People can ask questions as much as they want. I've crazy, like I started growing this Instagram account. Not I don't care about the numbers. Again, it comes back to, if I can reach one person, awesome. I'm going to put the content out that I put out, and I hope people, have a good laugh. And I hope people can see that I'm an authentic guy who loves my family, who's willing to help men get their health back, and I want people to see that message. But like, I put out a post a couple weeks ago that had nothing to do with carnivore, just being funny, and I got over 2 million views and almost 1,000 new followers.
Amazing.
Wow.
Brilliant.
And this is in less than 2 weeks. Yeah.
Amazing.
So now
Fantastic.
now I have opportunity,
Amazing.
more opportunity
Excellent.
to continue to be authentic, to continue to share this message. And if those 1,000 people stay on, they're going to see meat and health, and they're going to see life-changing, things that have happened to me. And if they want to reach out, they can. And I'm all for it. And if I don't know the answer, I know people who do know the answer. And I'm willing to, like you, Mark, I'll send you up line to talk to somebody who knows how to get to the point that, you need to get to. So
Love it.
yeah.
Love it.
Well, Ron, honestly, you're an inspiration. You really are. What you're doing now on social media, to where you come from, honestly, it's just incredible. And I can only see you going in one direction, and that's that direction
Yeah.
at the moment.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a fun ride. It's been a crazy ride. And
Wow, we
like I said,
appreciate your sharing it with
You
us.
should, you should be extremely proud of yourself.
Yes, you should.
Okay.
It's great.
Yeah. Like I said, my story's crazy, and I didn't really get to, be as thorough as I wanted to, but I hope that it reached someone's heart today. I hope that it reached someone's, mind. I mean, I hope that it spurs someone to change their life, and get their health back. Your life is important. Your family needs you. The world needs you to be healthy. They need you to be happy, and they need you to walk with this purpose and identity of optimal health. You can change the world with changing your life. That's my message.
100%.
Excellent.
Well said.
Love
Well
it.
said.
Thank you
Well
so
said.
much.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
Thank you, guys. Mark, I don't know what you're doing for your birthday, but I hope you have a big old tomahawk steak ready for dinner.
Yeah.
Ready to rock and roll now shortly. I'm going to jump on it shortly.
Enjoy.
Awesome.
Happy birthday.
Thanks very much,
Thank
guys.
you, Ron.
Yeah. Thank
Hey,
you.
you guys. Take care, all.
All right. See you guys.
Bye-bye. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.